Hello YouTube, welcome to Bub's World. I'm your host Bub. Today we have a statue unboxing, a figure unboxing. I don't know what you call this thing, but I'm super duper excited because I pre-ordered this thing and it just showed up today, and I may be one of the first people to review it that didn't have some crazy thing going on. So here you go. Here is the Godzilla -1 from Super7. Let's get into it.
You're watching Bub's Comics, Bub.
Alrighty, so here's the deal. About a year ago, I swear it was over a year ago. I want to say my father actually got me a Father's Day present, and it was like $100 gift card to like a Visa gift card. And I didn't know what to spend it on. You know, those things are always kind of a little wonky. You're not quite sure what to do with them, or do you save them for a vacation? Like a lot of times we'll save stuff like that for vacation. But what ended up happening is that same day, I got an email from Super7 about what they had coming out. And they announced the pre-order for the Godzilla -1. Now this is supposed to be using the original molds and everything from the movie, so this should be pretty good. So I was super excited. The pictures looked great. Of course, they were just artist renderings at the time. There was no actual prototype available to show. So it was very exciting. And I said, you know what? It was like 85 bucks. So it came out to be like $98 after tax and shipping. I was like, yes. Like, that's what I'm getting. So here we are, my $100 Godzilla -1. If you haven't seen the movie, you owe it to yourself to watch this movie. It's absolutely fantastic. Just a great movie. We're going to open this up. And I know some people are like, whatever. Here's the deal. I didn't think it was going to come in such a presentable box, because it has this top open panel, so you could potentially put some light above it and shine through, but it's really dark in that box. You can see just how dark it is. It's like the same kind of green, like sea green, blue right there. It's like a sea green. So it's really not conducive to staying in the box just because it's so dark. But if it weren't that dark, if it had like a white background, I would keep it in the box. And I still may, I'm definitely going to keep the box, of course, but I still may keep it in the box. But first, I probably want to change that head. I don't know. I want to play with it. So, and it is something of a figure, so it has articulation points. We're going to get into that. But we're going to do something old school here. If you remember my earlier videos, before I got all this, crazy equipment, we did a little something called Let's Make Me Small and Get to the Haul. Yo! Hey, look at that. Return of the Mac. All right, so check that out. Look at that. Oh, is that purty. Oh, is that purty. I love it. All right. And, when I say things like don't apologize for the glare, a lot of people now are like, what are you talking about? You don't have any glare. I'm like, oh, but I used to. And we're back. We're back in the days of glare, folks. All right, so let's check out this part of the box here. Very cool. Loving that. Absolutely loving that. The side probably says don't eat the salt pack, so we'll remember that. They put a little stuff here. It really looks fantastic. I mean, that is... I don't know what more you're asking for out of your Godzilla. I wanted him to have the Godzilla boobs too, the man boobs. Like, I wanted him to have that, not just because I can identify, but because I really feel like that part of this Godzilla, there's the bottom, that part of this Godzilla mold was attractive to me. Like, I liked the way that it looked on screen. Having that big chest really made sense to me. So, all right, we're slicing and dicing, folks. You can see it's a real unboxing, not one of those deals. We'll try not to damage this box horrifically. We also make no guarantees. There you go. So, see, and that's the other thing. Boxes like this that just have that little bit of glue, those things fail often. So over time, this would, especially if you left it like this and dust and everything, you're cleaning it, that'll probably end up failing and falling in. So, all right. So we can see that it's definitely blue and green. Here we go. There's that there. Oh no. This thing is big and heavy, folks. All right. Let us do this right here. Oh yeah, look at that. You can see that the box just kind of has that same kind of like muddled up, fresh from the ocean design. So check that out, folks. I think we like that. Oh, that's beautiful. See, it's such a dark color in such a dark box. I just don't know if I could display this in box. Like, I feel like, plus you don't get the benefit of the tail. So I feel like it needs to be an out of box. Let's take a look at this head real quick. Look at that. Oh yeah, that looks good. And we can do it with this one too. Look at that. I like that head. I think that looks pretty good. Look at that. You can almost count his teeth. Look at those yellow eyes. And I love the coloring they put on this. It's so detailed. So many different colors in there. Really looks like a sea creature, you know? Like Creature from the Black Lagoon kind of. I know that was black and white, but you know what I mean. Like, just the coloring is just fantastic. So it looks like they taped this part of the tail in. So we'll free it from its little prison. We're gonna leave the bottom tape on so that we can just make a door out of it. And it looks like a ball joint is in there. Oh, it's got some twist ties. Are they twist ties? They're rubber. Oh, I hate when they do that. I am a classic twist tie guy. Like I like the classic twist ties, mostly because you can replace them. And these, once you snap those rubber, that's it. You're done. You know, they'll never be the same. You won't be able to put it right back in the way it was, but oh well. And also, I don't know, I could be wrong, but somewhere in me I feel like potentially the rubber will fail over the years. So if you tried to keep this in box, one day the parts will just fall out because the rubber will rot. So there's that tail. Looks like it has multiple points of articulation. So it's got, let's count them. It's got the ball joint here, which we assume will have some motion. So you got one, you got two. They do twist as well. So that's nice. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 points of articulation on this tail. That will be very helpful because I don't know if I will put it straight out like that because it's going to take a lot of space. This is going to represent something of a difficulty for me. Oh, okay, so only the tail was rubbered in. Looks like the rest of it is twist ties. So I prefer the twist ties for the reasons I just said. So, all right. So I think that the actual tail is still going to stick out quite a bit. So this is going to represent something of a challenge when it comes to displaying it in my already ridiculously overfilled room. So now people don't come in and complain about it, but they come in and say, wow, there's so much to see. You know, like, yeah, there's a bunch of junk in here, isn't there? Doesn't look like the feet are attached. Looks like they just did them around the arms. So let's see if he, oh, and the head. Wow. Be mindful of that, folks. So we'll get that out. Won't cover his face so you can see that pretty Godzilla smile. I don't know. Like, I don't know which face I prefer because this one looks very serious and I do like that. Is he free now? Oh, feet. He's got a feet thing. Looks like that just pops out. Sorry for the noise. Oh, there we go. Come on. Oh my gosh, dude. This is crazy. They really overdid it with the security packaging. for something that you know everyone's going to be taking out. Oh, God bless it. All right. Ah, he's free. All right, we did it. We did it, folks. Oh, maybe I'll speed that up in post-production. I don't know. Let's get those little twisties out of the way. Okay, so here we have it. Oh, wow. Just wow. That looks absolutely tastic. Oh, I'm totally digging that. Oh, he's got lots of articulation. I don't even know that I need this much articulation in my Godzilla, but he's got it anyway. His little man boobs move. You know, it almost feels like there might be a rubber joint in there somewhere, but that's actually quite loose. And it does kind of pull up a little bit. I'm a little concerned about that joint. We'll see. So there he is. Looks like he's unstable without the tail. Because as you can see, he just falls backwards. So let's go ahead and pop this tail in. We're going to be extra careful. Well, I didn't get it in. All right, let's try that again. It's like a straight pop, but... Oh! I think it's in. I'm also not wanting to damage all these spikes. I'm not trying to, like, so it's hard to maneuver it in there. I think he's in. I feel like it's mostly in. Because it probably is supposed to move some anyway, but nope, there he goes again. He's back out. I don't know, folks. I mean, that ball, you can see, that ball doesn't stick out far enough for that little cone to get around it. So, mileage may vary on this one, folks. All right, well, we'll call that in, because it's in. And you don't see a gap, but it doesn't really snap in. Like, it doesn't go pop, you know. So there he is. That's mine. There you go. I'm never quite sure how I want to do that. If I want to lower the tail down. Look how long that is. My goodness. I mean, you could maybe curl it up some in the back. What I'll probably do is I'll probably look at some images from the movie and see how they kind of did the... Let's do this a little bit for y'all. Look at that. So I'll probably do some images from the movie and just see how they did it. Like how they positioned his tail in most of the scenes. I'll pick a scene out and then decide how I'm gonna do the arms and stuff too. Looks like he has like a raised heel. Very cool. I love it. Maybe open up those arms a little bit and get a little scarier. Oh, that is great. And I like this little hinge there because it really gives you, if he wanted to look down and over, you know, and just be kind of, I don't know, that's so good. I feel like the articulation choices are very good. They didn't overdo it to where he looks like, you know, where he's nothing but cheap joints. And the coloring is so dark that it really hides a lot of the folds and the joint locations very well. So I'm really, really quite pleased with it. I don't know what more you could ask for out of your Godzilla figure. That's outstanding. All right, head swap time. All right, being super careful with that. So there's the other head, which I do like. He's very serious looking. Now they didn't give us any kind of... I don't feel like that's in. I'm not going to be careful with it, but they didn't give us any kind of fire to shoot out. So even though that looks a little meaner, I think I like the serious look better. I think I'm going to stick with the original head. You guys tell me in the comments below. That's how it should snap on. That's how the tail should have snapped on. But I think I'm going to go with the serious look instead. And just this will be like a little less of an attacking Godzilla and more of a walking Godzilla, where he's just checking out the scenery and seeing what's going on. You know, that's pretty good. I do like that. Man, that looks good. I have to say, it's every bit as good as I hoped it would be. I have no complaints. I thought it was going to be bigger, so I'll have to pull up the site again, but I thought that it said that it was a 2-foot tail, like 2 feet. That's not 2 feet. And I thought it was 18 inches tall, so I thought it was going to be almost twice this size. But the fact that it is smaller, I'm happy with, because I really did not, I was worried about what I was going to do to fit this in the room somewhere. So the fact that it's a little bit more manageable in size is a really good thing. So if you haven't seen the movie, Godzilla -1, they have a black and white version, they have a color version, they have a dubbed version now. So you can kind of watch it any which way you like. My recommendation is to watch the color version undubbed with subtitles, because it's in Japanese. Unless you speak Japanese, then you know, all easy. I've not seen the black and white version yet, so I'll probably watch that this afternoon, now that this is in the collection. So that's it. Tell me what you all think. Probably soon. I thought it was going to be bigger, so I wasn't going to put it down over here. I have like a little subwoofer I was going to put in there, so maybe we do, maybe we don't. So we'll see how that goes. So let's get back to me. Whoop. All right. So there you go. Godzilla -1, the big boy. Straight from the movie, the only figure that I know of that exists at this point. Pre-ordered, in from Super7. It gets a thumbs up. This sucker, I just love it. I just love it. I couldn't be more pleased with it, and it's my favorite Godzilla movie. It was instantaneous. I mean, I was about 20 minutes in, and I had already decided that they had a long way to fall before this wasn't going to be my favorite Godzilla movie. If you love Godzilla, check the movie out. If you don't love it, make this movie the one that you give it a try with. And man, Super7, you really did it. And I know that they're expensive, and the Super7 brand is expensive, and people get mad about them. But you know, at this kind of stuff, this size, I wouldn't pay this kind of money for a 6-inch figure. But this right here, I mean, that's a win all day. If you're a Godzilla fan, check this out, and we'll catch you next time in Bub's World. Remember, collect the statue, and don't let it collect dust. Bye bye.
Now subscribe, you egg-sucking pieces of gutter trash. Now.